Day one, the theme was all about unity. The big speakers of the night were Cory Booker, Senator for the state of New Jersey. Also from our home state of Pennsylvania, Bob Casey spoke. Elizabeth Warren, Senator from the great state of Massachusetts. And our First Lady, Michelle Obama.
No, our motto is, when they go low, we go high. With every word we utter, with every action we take, we know our kids are watching us.
But the highlight of the evening was Bernie Sanders. He closed out day one with a message saying that Hillary is the candidate to beat. We cannot go with Trump, and he wanted his supporters to know, just because you're not voting for him in the long run, you're still voting for his ideals. That his ideals are very much a part of the Democratic platform, and they must fight together to continue to keep those ideals alive. And the only way to do so is to vote against Trump.
This election is about remembering where we were 7.5 years ago when President Obama came into office after 8 years of Republican trickle-down economics. The Republicans want us to forget that as a result of the greed, recklessness, and illegal behavior on Wall Street, our economy was in the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. Hillary Clinton is disappointed that I am.
This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
The other theme of the night, as it was, is unity. There was everyone seeing that is American, not just American as an Anglo-Saxon, but American as a Native Americans, LGBT community, a lot of Latinos, and also women, disabled folks, and as well as children, because the theme is we are like America, and America is great. It is a great place to be. However, there are some things that we can do better, but it is not this fear factor that we saw from the RNC. So that pretty much wrapped up the first day, and it set the tone for the convention. Hi, this is Kathy with PC Radio. We are at the Democratic National Convention. Joining me is
Beth Chip with LPAC.
Awesome, awesome. Tell the people out there a little bit about your organization.
Sure, we are called LPAC. We are a lesbian super PAC. And so we are about building lesbian and queer women's political power and making sure that LGBTQ women's rights and social justice are issues that are brought up and discussed from the State House to the White House.
Awesome. Well, you know, one of the huge discussions this year is, God forbid, we should have transgender people in the bathroom with us. And you know, my response is like, what makes you think they're not in there with you already?
Exactly.
And then the other thing is just overall, I know here in this area, Montgomery County as well as Chester County, is making a huge push to encourage women to go and run for office. Do you feel like they're doing a good enough job also including, you know, lesbians, gays, whatever, you know, just not just the straight mom, you know, dad, that type of thing?
Look, I think all of us can do a better job, right? I think we can do a better job electing women. I think we can do a better job, electing lesbian and queer women. I think we can do a much better job of electing transgender women. I think anybody who has the guts and the courage to run for office should get all the support from the white male patriarchy that is there to be given, because for years and years and years, we are the ones who have put these guys in office. And I think now we're seeing that if we really want issues that are important to us to be addressed and resolved, we have to have people who look like us, who love like us, who who talk like us in those offices to make that difference.
Do you find there are many overlapping issues? Like, I think whether you're gay, straight, bi, there are commonalities amongst all of us, especially as women. Work-life balance, having a family, when to have a family. We as women are generally, we play nice. We always want everybody to like us. And how do we more focus instead of on our differences to say, hey, this is something we're all struggling with?
I think, the thing that I always look at are issues like gender equality and wage equality, because I think a lot of people don't see what that really means in everyday life, especially for, let's say, women who love women, or single women who are bi, or however you want to play it. The way that I look at it is, I imagine this neighborhood, and if there are two white gay guys who live down the street, they're going to make a full paycheck, they're going to do fine in the world, everything's going to be going their way. If you look on the other end of the street, there's a straight couple where there's a man and a woman, and the woman is going to make less than the man because we don't have wage equality right now, but they're still going to be okay because they have the one guy's salary that's the full salary. Right smack dab in the middle are two women who live together. They can be best friends living together, because we know we see that a lot. They can be partners living together, but the bottom line is they are not going to make as much, and they are not going to have the quality of life that either of those other couples have. And so that's something that has nothing really to do with who you love. That has to do with your gender. And God forbid then if they are two women of color, because then they're going to make even less, right? And so LPAC is the organization that actually addresses those kinds of inequities and those injustices in the world, and says we need candidates who are going to stand up and understand that this is not just about LGBTQ rights, this is also about women's equality, and frankly, this is about social justice.
All right. And tell everybody who you are and visiting us from the great state of Kansas.
Yes, I call myself a prairie woman. I'm a native of Kansas, and I'm interested at this point in making sure that there's a feminine presence in politics. I think if half of our legislatures were women, and if half of our Congress were women, if we have a woman president, that we'll begin to see just maybe not a slight, and maybe more or less, I don't know, but a difference in how people respect each other's ideas, and also probably better strategies than we've used in the past for getting people to work together, for getting people to understand that it's not just about me getting elected, it's more about us understanding what the human conditions are and how to make it best and better for everyone. Because until the human species can get to that point, it's like people are consistently vying a competitive way to outdo somebody, as opposed to do it right so that all of us benefit or the common good. So I'm just interested, and I was really interested in this particular convocation because I wanted to see how a woman could survive the abuse that she was given and has been given during this run. And really, for the number of years she's been in public office. I can remember when she was in Arkansas, people wrote articles about her glasses. They wrote articles
think that you're a younger person, you're a Bernie supporter. How do you resolute being at this convention?
I just gonna be honest, I'm a little disappointed by the calls for unity without kind of making it pivot towards progressives. It's like not missing a beat, kind of pivoting towards the right selecting campaign, and then at the same time saying, "Come on, guys, behave yourselves, be unified." I mean, like just a little bit ago when we were voting on the platform, a lot of us were really set on opposing it, so we could say we oppose it because it doesn't go against the CBD. It doesn't fight for Medicare for all. Most things for a lot of us are so passionate about work because these are core issues for us. So, I mean, I'm willing to be open to any changes that might be made in the rhetoric with the campaign, but
I mean, the overall theme seems to be not Trump. I mean, I'm sure you paid attention last week what came out of Cleveland. And although it is a tough thing to unite, the party seems to want to have people understand it's bigger than just president. There are 200 seats out in Congress to not just focus on the top of the ticket. Are you also trying to see that, where can you make sure that way you're maybe not all the way at the top of the ticket, but you're at the local level, Senate, you have a Supreme Court justice seat out. There's a lot of stuff that's really going on that still needs grassroots support and participation.
and I think that's kind of where you do see unity. Like I myself, I'm campaigning down ticket for somebody who's running to oppose a conservative in Ohio's 4th congressional district, which is Jim Jordan. So I'm gung ho for her. It's a weird balance because I definitely see the value of down ticket. We need a Congress that we work with, but at the same time, when you're seeing the